Right. We're in San Francisco. I'm with Robb Benson, and he's an occupier in occupied San Francisco at 101 Market, the Federal Reserve Building, the center of the belly of the beast, which is right here, surrounded by a bush, very green background. And where are you from, Robb?
Well, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and I've been traveling around since '93.
And you travel with the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, up until about 2008, when I settled down in Humboldt County for a couple years.
You lived in Arcata?
That's correct.
Yeah, and you came here from Arcata?
That's correct.
Okay, well, how old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay, and why did you decide to stay with Occupy San Francisco?
Well, this has been a major concern of mine for, the financial tyranny that we find ourselves in for many years. Many years I've been concerned, but especially after, 9/11.
Yeah. Okay, so today there was a serious thing that happened. This is Thursday, October 6th, 2011. And so far, the relation in this encampment that you've held at 101 Market, at Federal Reserve Building, you've been left alone by the Sfpd, and you've seemed to have a good relationship with them. But something happened today that was different. Can you describe what you saw?
Well, what I saw, first I heard that the police had given out notices. And I read the notice, and it was cited a number of city ordinances like, no sit, no lie, no cooking, no tents, basically none of what we were doing was allowable under the city ordinances.
But in fact, that's not true, because between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m. you can't sit or lie on the sidewalk, but you can do it between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m.
Yes, and that's a little bit of a gray area from what I understand. I must be fair here. I believe that's not in the statutory law. That's in case law under a necessity.
That is the law of the city of San Francisco. It was voted on by the people. That is a San Francisco city law. It was voted on. The population of San Francisco took a vote on it.
On the no sit, no lie law.
Yes.
But I don't believe, or I haven't been informed that these 11 to 7 exclusion was written into the law. And
yes, it's part of the city law. Let's move on to what happened. Let's move on. You're an eyewitness to what happened. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go ahead. Tell us what happened.
Well, we got the notice, and we tried to reason with the officers, and they were basically saying, we just follow orders. And we had some discussions about it in a group, and they weren't really all that productive. No one really knew exactly what we should do. And
where was you have a lawyer, don't you, representing
Yes,
you?
Unfortunately, Belle Starr was not with us
at the time. And when was that again? What time?
I would say the notice maybe came around midnight-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's within the legal time for sitting and lying. And so then you spoke with each other about it right after midnight, right?
That's correct.
So at that point they hadn't taken the stuff yet.
That's true.
Why?
Yeah. Well, I think they wanted to give us a little time to react, and I don't think they had the DPW trucks to effectuate the order.
Yeah. Okay, so it was done by the Department of Public Works when it finally happened.
Yes, and the police stood guard to make sure we didn't interfere with their work. Yeah. So
then what happened after you were in this meeting trying to figure out, by consensus, by the way, these group decisions are by consensus. Everyone has to agree. It's completely democratic process.
And, one person can block it.
Okay. So then you were talking among yourselves, and then what happened?
Well, then several hours, I guess, maybe 2 hours later or something, DPW showed up and the police started forming their line, and they just started throwing stuff into the trucks, you know.
They just came and grabbed your stuff?
Yeah, they grabbed everything. The kitchen items, food, clothing, blankets. You know, it rained last night. You know, tents, everything that was here.
And so they just grabbed them from you and put them in the DPW truck.
Yes, they seized them, and I would assert without probable cause.
You weren't served any papers or anything?
Well, we had notice, but not probable cause, and definitely not a warrant.
Yeah, there was no warrant.
Yeah.
So what were you doing while your stuff was being taken and thrown into the truck? I mean, did you block them? Did you protest?
Well, I actually...
not you in particular, but the group.
Well, no, the group did not really contest physically, you know, verbally. You know, we exercised our First Amendment rights, and
you said something.
Yeah, many people were yelling. I was, you know, I was videoing just to make sure nothing really bad happened.
Excellent.
You know, and some bad things did happen.
What bad things happened?
Well, a girl got assaulted by one of the officers.
How did that happen? Describe what he did.
Well, I was at a distance, but the people close up said that, you know, the officer basically just, you know, came at her and wanted her to move, and basically struck her in the chest, and it knocked her back and on the ground pretty forcefully, you know, more than what was needed. She wasn't advancing on him, you know. She was, you know, but it was excessive force.
It was unprovoked.
Unprovoked excessive force, yes.
What was the other bad thing that happened?
Another guy was manhandled pretty bad. You know, he was a bigger guy. You know, I don't think he got hurt so much, but I wasn't a witness to that, so I couldn't say.
What did you hear that they did to him when you say manhandled?
Well, I think they just threw him around, kind of, you know, without provocation. And then I saw another guy getting beaten on the ground with a bunch of cops on top of him.
So was this fist beating?
It looked like it from where I was. You know, they keep a perimeter, and they don't like you to get, you know, too close.
Were you videoing that at the time?
Yes.
And you videoed what? The backs of the police punching the guy, or what did you get on video?
I was kind of off to the side. I had an angle on it, and you could, you know, there was a number of officers on top of them, you know, just twisting them up into a pretzel, and they appeared to be striking him. And, you know, I don't know what he did. No one was being violent in any manner.
No, as a matter of fact, you've come out and said assertively that this is a peaceful movement.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
And Wall Street, the Occupy Wall Street has, that this is a sympathy occupation with, has publicly stated this is peaceful.
Right.
And you've held to that in Occupy San Francisco, haven't you?
Yes, yes. We've definitely held to that. And we've had a good relationship up until this point with the police. And, you know, something happened yesterday. There's been different rumors, and I've
What
theories.
rumors? Tell us about the rumors.
Well, there was a rumor that the mayor drove by and didn't quite like what he saw.
Ed Lee.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. But, you know, that's unconfirmed.
What other rumors?
Some people called, I believe some people called the city hall, and they could neither confirm or deny it, apparently. Another was that it was the Southern District, I don't know what he'd be.
Police chief?
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be a chief. He might...
Commander?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Whoever's in charge of the Southern District. Not the San Francisco police chief. I believe his name's Sewer.
Yes, Greg Sewer.
Yeah.